I'm not always eating out of my garden, out of my yard. I'm a totally normal person who wants to eat in normal restaurants and eat normal American food all the time. I just happen to be vegan, and I've been vegan 16 years. So today I'm eating one of my favorite meals of all time, which is one of my comfort meals that I always keep a ton of at home just in case I run into hunger pains, and that's macaroni and cheese. And I got these two kinds right here for today. I always have different kinds, but I always go for organic ones, and I always go for dairy-free vegan ones. So these are all made with different items than cheese, like nutritional yeast and wheat flour. One of these uses rice pasta. It's got sweet potato powder, pumpkin powder, brown rice flour. So this way no animals had to suffer from my mac and cheese, and it's healthier for my heart and my muscles and my veins, and will fuel my athleticism and my kung fu and my tai chi as well. So I got the pot boiling up. I'm already getting excited. This is the rice pasta. So this one looks all white. And the rice pasta is a little more sticky than the normal semolina pasta. But normal pasta is vegan, just made of wheat. And I like getting the one with the shells because I'm a kid at heart. And ever since I was a kid, I just love when the mac and cheese has shells. But I'm not gonna have just simple mac and cheese. I'm gonna totally spruce this up and make it super nutrient dense and athletic. So let me show you guys how I add to it and bedazzle it. This is my front yard garden here. These are all of my potatoes growing right now. On top they look really good, and down below they're making potatoes. The artichokes are starting to grow, even though it's January 5th or January 4th. I forget the date today. First week of January, artichokes are starting to grow. The fennel is going as well. And this fennel tastes like black licorice, and we're gonna use some of the fennel greens in our mac and cheese. My eggplants and peppers are going dormant for the season, but there are still some good eggplants and peppers in there. And if we look underneath right here, we're gonna see one of those peppers right here. So let's pick this guy off, and this one's gonna be a little bit spicy, and we'll add some kick to our mac and cheese. Let's go into Longevity Gardens. I got some good dinosaur kale being grown in this bed right here, and I'm gonna sustainably harvest the kale and just take a couple leaves of this lacinato kale. They look pretty good. No bugs, no pesticides. We've got lots of peppers still growing even though it's winter time, but I only eat them when they're fully ripe, like this one, when they're fully red and ripe. You guys can see it right in here. So we're gonna pick this guy, even though he looks like a jalapeno, it's a fake jalapeno. Then over here I've got this green called Longevity Greens from my man John Kohler's garden. He gave this to me, my friend John. Put some of that in there, and then I got this fresh basil, serrated basil, just growing like weeds over here. We're gonna grab some of this basil and put some basil on our mac and cheese as well. And I've got these really cool small peppers over here called shishito peppers. Even though they're small, they're a really good snacking pepper. They look all shrivelly and nice, and that's them in their fully ripe state. So let's pick a few shishito peppers and bring that into our vegan mac and cheese. I'm as blonde haired and white as they come, but I think in my soul and my heart, I'm a little Asian, because I always like eating the Asian spicy peppers on all my foods. I got this Thai cayenne pepper here, full of flowers, but there are still some ripe peppers in here, and these guys are super spicy. Whenever I go eat at any kind of Thai, Vietnamese, or Chinese restaurant, I ask them for a full spicy. Try to hurt me, and nobody has yet, and they're a really great addition to my dish here. Let's go put this on and we'll make this a flaming bowl of mac and cheese. Right up against my house here I have these trees called moringa trees, and this food is supposed to be the cure of cancer and one of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet. So we're gonna just pull off a few leaves of the moringa, and we're gonna add this super nutrient dense medicine to our mac and cheese as well. I just got this really cool wooden spatula from the Uptown Farmers Market, locally made by a local guy out of local wood. Look at the grain in that. Looks so cool. So now I'm using locally made artisan products to stir my pasta with. Here's our ingredients. Let's dice it up into little itty bitty pieces. So now we've got this super nutrient dense, locally grown, fresh, totally ripe food that's in my soil, which is full of rock dust minerals. We're gonna add this superfood mash into our mac and cheese, which is almost ready to go. This is also my favorite bowl. It's like an antique you would see in a Chinese museum. It looks so good. Say we're building something special here? Now, there's more. These are my favorite vegan hot dogs from the Field Roast Company. There's no soy in them. They have 21 grams of protein per link, and because they have a bunch of wheat gluten in it, so it's got the vital wheat gluten. So basically it's just like seitan, like a vegan seitan. So it's a vegan hot dog that tastes fantastic. Why would you ever eat normal hot dogs when there are hot dogs like this out there that are just incredible? So I'm gonna add 2 of these to this mac and cheese. That'll be like 42 grams of protein just in the sausage alone, not counting all the active amino acids in my garden produce. Here goes the Field Roast dog inside there. I love those things. At the local farmer's market a few days ago in my city, I got these really amazing locally grown oyster mushrooms. And they are so good. I'm gonna break off some of these guys and just dice them up real small. When mushrooms are diced up really small like that, they kind of have a meaty consistency. You could also saute them, but they're going in raw. We've got our 2 mac and cheese packets. Because that's a powdered cheese, I'm gonna add this almond milk to it for a little bit of moisture. That's what we got. Check this out so far. Now we gotta stir it up. I don't mess around with mac and cheese. As a kid, I would just eat it like this, but when I got to be an adult, I realized how much I like ketchup on my mac and cheese. I know some of you guys don't like that, but some of you love it. So I choose this organic ketchup, and I'm gonna put this organic ketchup on because I love it so much. That was the bottle, not me. If I ever move to the Pacific Northwest or back to Canada, I'm gonna harvest my own dulse and my own kelp. But for now, I get it in bag form, organic, like this. I'm gonna grab some dulse. This is dulse and this is sea kelp, 2 different kinds of seaweed. I'm gonna put all my dulse and sea kelp into this mortar and pestle. Grind it up. Let's add that seaweed. I like leaving it in small chunks and big chunks. And then once moisture hits that seaweed, it'll soften it up and it'll just add a little bit of a salty taste to my dish. That's my lunch right there, guys. Nutrient dense mac and cheese with stuff from the garden. Kung Fu Warrior approved and vegan. So the animals bow to me in respect and thanks. Mm-hmm.